Hey there. My name's Nick. I know I have nothing to do with the Llama Lana speedrunning community or anything. Just sort of a fan of the game and a fan of the speedruns and stuff like that. And, basically, as we all know, there's this annoying glitch with, 100% runs where for some reason, even if you've met all of the conditions, to make the weapon fairy appear, it doesn't appear for whatever god-awful reason. Um, So basically, I've figured out what the issue is, sort of. Um, I know. Well, I know. I'll explain. So, first of all, just showing off. Here we have a pretty new save. Um, and as you can see on the right, I don't know how easy it is to see. But we've got this memory address here. I'm using Cheat Engine to monitor. Uh, and what you'll see in a moment is as soon as I pick up this fairy point, I haven't touched any fairy points in the game before. As soon as I touch it, that value increases to 1. Um, I've also continued on. I don't have the save anymore, but I went forward, picked up the second one, it increased to 2. And basically this value keeps track of how many of these you've activated. Um, However, it doesn't just keep track of that. Um, Here I have a complete 100% all characters file, and you can see the value jumps up to, what is that, like 1,703,000, or sorry, 17 million, whatever. Uh, and the weird thing is that number is actually consistent, um, because I've just finished a second playthrough, and I still have to do Hell Temple, but as you can see, the value is actually the same. Um, so I need to do a little more research to figure out what else is controlling that variable. But the point is, it keeps track of how many fairy points you found. Uh, Now, here we have earlier in that same playthrough I did, and basically what I figured out is there's one fairy point that is broken for some reason. Just seemingly randomly, it won't increase the counter for God knows what reason. At first I thought it was whenever you get a healing fairy, it wouldn't count, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I still have to do, again, I have to try and figure this out a little more, but as you can see, it worked that time. It increased, value went up by 1. I don't know how many tries this is going to take, but yeah, anyway, basically the Temple of Moonlight, fairy is the one that seems to not be working correctly. At this point, I'll just jump cut to whenever it actually doesn't work. Okay, so there we go. So as you can see, that time I touched the point, but for some reason, whatever it is, the value didn't increase. I should point out, I don't know 100% for certain that the Temple of Moonlight one is the only one that does it. That was the one I had an issue with on this playthrough. And I feel like on my first playthrough, that was also the one that didn't count for whatever reason. But, again, I have to do another playthrough, to check all this out. And I just finished this 100% playthrough, so I don't really feel like it at the moment. But anyway, yeah, just thought I'd show you that. And, the other interesting thing, though, that I figured out from this is you don't actually have to wait for the fairy to appear for the fairy point to count. It actually, the value increases the moment you touch it, or a handful of frames afterwards. So you can actually just touch all the fairy points without ever spawning a fairy, and it'll still count. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I don't know why it is, like what it was about that, that made it not activate. I have no idea, but there you go. I guess mystery, it's sort of semi-solved. Anyway, thank you for watching.